3. Baseball trick shots. Wait.
Hello everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new review in which we're going to talk about the main reward of the Battle Pass called the VK2801 aka Agent. So is there a huge difference between this one and this one? Apart from the crazy attachments, not so much. I still like the Agent more because of the credit coefficient, but also because I find the gun much more reliable. I don't know, it may be only me, but I truly love that tank. So now, what do you need to know? It's a light tank, pretty much. It's the same principle as the VK28. You're gonna be a good rammer as long as you ram light tanks or medium tanks from one tier below. But overall, you gotta play it like a regular light tank. So let's check the statistics real quick. The main thing about this tank is probably its gun that I really love. Among the best light guns at tier 6. An amazing aim time of 2.5 seconds if you equip it correctly with a great gun dispersion of 0.31. The damage per minute is really nice for tier 6. The reload time is 5.9 seconds. Your average penetration is really good, 157 with regular shells and 221 with a PCR. You shouldn't struggle penetrating both tier 6 and tier 7, don't worry. And if you do, just switch to gold and it's gonna penetrate like butter. Now, something to understand, this tank doesn't have any HE. Don't worry, it's not a huge problem. You don't really need HEs on this one anyway. Maybe if you encounter Nashorn or this kind of tanks, but it's not gonna happen quite a lot, so don't worry. And for the average damage, 160 with your regular shells, 135 with your PCR. But what I truly love about this tank is its gun depression, making it extremely versatile. In my opinion, you can work on pretty much every single terrain, especially the healing ones. I don't know if this one, the regular VK has the same gun depression or not. Nah, see, that's the main difference, and that's why I find the VK Agent to be much more reliable. Here you only have 3 degrees of gun depression on the VK2801, which is not enough, but here, having 9 freaking degrees is way better, and I can tell you, it's overall a better VK2801, let's face it, because of that crazy 3 degrees of advantage. Now for the rest of the tank, the armor profile, we're going to talk about it later, but concerning its engine power, it's an amazing one. You will go fast, you will turn fast, you will get into position fast, you can play aggressively, you shouldn't struggle too much, you will not struggle at no, you're not gonna struggle, let's be real. And for the turn rate, same, an amazing turn rate, 54 degrees per second with your hull and around 53 with your turret. So overall, this tank is a better VK2801 and not just like a little bit, slightly, a little bit better. It's really a fucking better tank than the VK. This one is outperforming the VK in every single scenarios, and that's why you should get it, and that's why the Battle Pass is worth it, because for 5 euros you can get your hands on an amazing tier 6. And trust me, this tank is probably gonna become one of the most used tanks in competitions, especially tournaments, tier 6 tournaments, of course, because it's amazing. Now let's jump directly into the equipments before talking about the armor profile. I first used the gun rammer because, as I told you, you will not struggle too much penetrating, so I would rather increase my DPM. After I go for the enhanced gun lane drive and the vertical stabilizer to reduce my aiming time, because most of the time with this tank you are gonna shoot while driving. That's why you need the vertical stabilizer that increase the accuracy during tank and turret movement. After I go for the defense system, because even if you can ram, I'm more comfortable playing with the defense system, but you can go for both here. It really depends on if you're gonna ram or not. After I go for the improved assembly, you don't have any armor, so you need some hit points. And after I go for the toolbox, because repairing the tracks is useless. After I go for the improved optics, I'm a light tank. I'm here to spot, not to camp. That's why I don't go for the camo. After I go for the engine accelerator, because my mobility is great, so why not improve it just a little bit. And finally, I am consumable to shoot more often while adrenaline is being consumed. Now, concerning the armor profile, as I told you, you are a light tank. Everybody will penetrate regardless of where they shoot. Of course, you still have a trollish armor, so if you really over-angle it, you can manage to make them bounce, but you really need to over-angle quite a lot for this to happen. Of course, you need to be aware that people can penetrate you with HE on the back and also on the sides of the tank. And the only thing that can actually bounce shots, but it's gonna be extremely rare, it's this area here. You really need to take the shot like either here on the round part of the gun mantlet, or it's gonna penetrate. But overall, don't count on your armor at all, that's gonna be better. And here, I'm just gonna show you the 9 degrees of gun depression, which are totally making the difference in my opinion, making the tank really much more versatile than its Tech 3 counterpart. Alright, so now concerning the playstyle, it's the traditional light tank positions, but you can add, thanks to your 9 degrees of gun depression, playing on every single hilly terrains. You shouldn't struggle, and I truly love that tank. Honestly, out of all the Battle Pass, I think this is the best reward, honestly. Now, going back to the replay, we decided to go on the left side of the map. Why the left? Because on this map, it's really easy for you to work there. You have 9 degrees of gun depression, you're facing medium and light tanks, so you shouldn't struggle penetrating. That's the perfect position. So here we are trading some shots with the T25 and the other Panzer 4G, always in all down. That's the best. With this tank, if you want to make sure not to get penetrated or even keep your HPs, you try to find an all down position, you shoot your shot and you try to wiggle, because the more you wiggle, the harder it becomes for your opponents to be able to penetrate you and even just to hit you. So it's going pretty well so far, as it seems like the T25 decided to escape. We are facing them in a 2 versus 2 situation, but they have one tier 5 and one tier 6, whereas us, we have 2 tier 6, so we should have the advantage, at least for the DPM. The T-34 decides to go away and abandon his teammate, so it's gonna be easier for us to destroy them. As you can see, the 9 degrees of gun depression are really making the difference when I was facing the white T-34 here. Look at the 9 degrees of gun depression, man. It really allows you to be more versatile than the already great tank that was the VK. I know a lot of people will be interested in this review, because a lot of people are actually playing the VK2801 on their spare time because the tank is really good. But here you have an even better version and it's premium. You're gonna make a lot of credits, so yeah, you should definitely jump on it if you are a VK2801 lover. So now we just do the light regular job, we circle, we go around. As you can see, there is the Nightmare. I really want to kill him before, because if he sneaks an HE on my side, he can literally one-shot me, but it seems like the guy gave up. Now, if we take a look at the map, it seems like they are really splitted, so we need to kill the lonely guy, which is the T25. Here I go. I decided to drive backward a little bit before ramming, because I was not sure that I would be able or not to ram the guy, and I did not want it to lose too much HPs because the game is not over. But it appears that we destroyed the guy without any problems. He took more damage than me from the ramming, knowing it was a medium tank, which means this tank is a really strong one for you to be able to ram. And we did a very interesting thing on the Nashorn here. As you can see, we moved frontward, backward, waiting for him to shoot. That's exactly what you want to do with the VK when you're in this kind of situation. That's what will allow you to bounce or make your enemies miss you. So now we only have to deal with the eraser. Unfortunately for us, we did a low roll, which resulted in our death. We were too greedy, but hey, at least we did a good game. 4 kills, 3.2k damage, and with it comes the mighty Ace Tanker. Definitely a tank you are looking forward to get, and as you can see, we also got the autumn season lock boxes. I'm not gonna open any, of course, but that was a cool game. So to sum up this review, if you are a VK2801 lover, you should definitely go for that Battle Pass and grab your agent, because oh boy, is this tank gonna become one of the greatest tanks in the history of tier 6. Hope you enjoyed. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like and share, and I'm gonna see you soon for a new video. See ya guys.